How do you think that mom can have some sort of self-care?
Ask, right? It's really hard. So, for example, your children, the school that they go to, make some mom friends, make some one or two mom friends and build that trust with them.
Elwin, thank you so much for joining me on the I Am That Mom show. I am so thrilled to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor to be on here.
Well, today we want to talk about sacrifices of a mother. Now, let me go ahead and ask you, what are some of the sacrifices you've had to make since you became a mom?
Well, there's been a lot. There's been a lot of sacrifices, and two of the biggest ones I would say is my personal time and freedom. And the reason why I say my personal time and freedom is I had to adjust my goals, like my career goals, and kind of like prioritize my children's needs before my own. Those are like the two biggest ones. Freedom. Freedom. It's like you're not having that personal space anymore. Your kids are everywhere, anytime of the day. They just like now the older kids kind of knock before they come into the bedroom, but still the little ones, they don't really understand. So freedom, they are everywhere with you all the time.
Okay. Now, how are you able to balance your needs with the needs of the kids and the needs of the family?
Wow, that's one of the really big questions that I get because I do have 5 children. And so a lot of people say, how do you balance it? And I say you have to be open-minded, right? First of all, you have to make sure you're communicating, right? So I make sure I communicate. So I'm communicating with my husband, and I set kind of realistic expectations, right? Because sometimes you have to be flexible. Sometimes you make all these, like you set a schedule and you're not able to follow it, and that's fine. But I also have a calendar. I have reminders because everybody's appointment is a different time and everybody has like a different after school activity. So I'm able to like follow and get these little like notifications to remind me of their activities. That's how I've been balancing it, honestly.
I see, but is it do you see it as a task or do you do it joyfully?
Wow, that's a good question. Some days it's repetitive. So I feel like it's a task, right? I'm just trying to check those boxes. But overall, I've had really good moments, right? Some days, like let's say the ones that have not been planned, things happen and we have a good time, naturally. But the ones that we have to do every single day, so like go to school, pick them up, feeding them, X, Y, and Z, those are like, it can feel like a task, like every day, just doing those like over and over. But I would say that I also make sure that I like carve out some time, right? To make sure that I'm doing things that I like, things that also bring me joy. So I'm not just doing all of these things every single time.
Right. So, in what ways have being a mom affected your career or your profession, or has it even, affected any opportunities for you? The fact that you decided to become a mom.
Oh, yeah, a lot, a lot of opportunities. So I would say that there was one time, I'm going to give you an example, one time that I actually got a job opportunity, right? But with the time and the schedule, I could not do it. Over time, as we had more children, it became more difficult to like balance with job with my job schedule because it's a Monday to Friday, and some days you have to go in. Most days you have to go in early, and then you're getting off super late. You come home and the kids are in bed. I had to give up that job, and I'm glad that I did because I do feel a lot of peace, and I am less overwhelmed now. Yeah.
Now, you talk about the fact that you love what you do, you love being a mom, and you have so much peace. Are there days where you have this mom guilt?
Yes, a lot of times. I'll be honest. There's a lot of times that I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing right. Like I question. But you know what? One of the things that I lean on or I lean to is my husband, right? Because he always like kind of encourages me. He's like, oh, it's fine. It's perfect. In the beginning when I started as a first time mom, I would say it was bad. I have to be honest. It was bad because I was questioning myself, like, am I giving them the right food? Am I putting in the right, like, are they getting the right amount of nutrients? Like, are they getting enough sleep? Or like, I need to get them into swim or soccer, things like that. But I look back and I'm like, you know what? After the birth of our twins, and then the third one, the fourth one, that mom guilt is lesser and lesser every single day. And I feel like I've done a lot. I feel, in fact, achievement wise, I feel like I've done a lot. And I would say that people around me, my family, my husband, they always like push me and encourage me and let me know that I'm doing a great job.
How do you prioritize self care whilst playing the role of a mom? How are you able to balance it too?
Okay. So I would say this, always make time, right? Or always make sure that as you set a schedule, you put in days or times where you can also get some mom time, right? So people ask, what if I'm home with the kids the whole time? They're always climbing you and stuff like that. That is why you have to communicate openly. One of the hardest things for me was asking for help, or not even asking, accepting help, because from the get go, we had twins and we did it like by ourselves. And so it got to a point that when somebody like offers help, I'm like, you know what? I think I can do it. But I was burnt out. I was tired. So it got to a point, I had to really relax and trust people that they can take good care of my kids. And it started with my husband. And I always share this funny story. When I was working as a night shift nurse, one day I didn't give the kids a bath before I went to work, right? And so in the morning, my plan, I was running late. So I said, in the morning, it's fine. Today, they can just go to bed. I'll give them a bath once I come back from work. So I came back in the morning and I think it was a weekend. So Ato was on that day. And I said, okay, get me the stuff. Let's get ready. I'm going to give them a bath. And he said, I gave them a bath the night already. So we can just relax and do another nighttime. I said, wait, what? You gave them a bath? Like, how did you do that? He, I was really worried. I was panicking. I was like, hey, maybe there's water in their ears. Like I was all the stuff started running through my head. And I said, can you like demonstrate how you did it? And he showed me, really. He showed me, he said, I got the butter. And it was exactly the way that I do it because he was watching every time. And since that time, I was like, you know what? You got it. You got it. And so that kind of like built that trust. And so, the next couple of years or days or now, he gives them a bath and I'm good. I would say the three older ones though can do their own baths now. Eli, the 6-year old with supervision, I still kind of remind them, make sure you're scrubbing well, this and that. But the two younger ones, we still help them with their bats. And I have trusted him for that. And so I'll say lean into the help that you get. Like when somebody's giving you offering help, make sure that you take it. That's how I kind of like like balance or prioritize.
Okay. Now, let me just ask this question, which is a little bit off. Now, fortunately for you, you have a support system. Let's talk about the mom who is in your shoes, who has more than, three children or, has even more, but has no help. How do you think that mom can have some sort of self care?
Yeah, this is a really good question. And yeah, it can be difficult. It can be difficult. I'm not in their shoes, but I've had a lot of moms asked me or talked to me, single moms that have talked to me about this, like, where do I take the kids? What do I do? For me personally, people that I know personally, I do offer the help to them. So I say, for example, I say, hey, if you need me to do X, Y, and Z, let me know so I can schedule and help, knowing that they need the help, right? But for somebody who doesn't have anybody like me, I would say that they should ask, right? It's really hard. Look in your community. So if you're somebody like your church, if you're in a women's like group in church, you can somebody, at least somebody that you trust, if you don't have family around. So the community of friends or church, or I can even say that look at the so, for example, your children, the school that they go to, make some mom friends, make some one or two mom friends and build that trust with them. Do play dates and then see how things go. And then maybe from that time, you can actually have that conversation with them. Hey, you know what? I really, really needed maybe an hour or 2 hours. I have to go run some errands or I have to do something. You don't even have to explain and say that you're having some mom time, because it kind of like sounds a little funny. And the other mom might think, oh, I also would need some mom time. But
Exactly. We all do need
yeah,
that.
you have to just say, I'm running some errands and then go ahead and, go have that mom time. Do that. When you continue to build that trust with that person, then maybe you guys can start planning, right, in advance and asking each other, hey, on Friday, I want to go get my nails done. What do I do? Also, another thing that I've realized is some of these places, some people like to go to the gym or they like to go to like the library and different areas. Check and then see if they have childcare, right? Some of these places have childcare and they will take care of your kids for an hour or two while you do what you love.
From everything you said, I kept hearing ask, ask, ask. And I'm beginning to realize that a lot of moms feel like they are superwomen or they are super moms and they can do it all by themselves. But I'm getting the cue that it's important to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help, right?
Yep, it is okay. It is okay. Certainly, it's okay to ask for help.
Now, what will be the most rewarding aspects of being a mom despite the sacrifices you've made?
Rewarding. They are healthy, they are alive. That is just enough.
Yeah.
Ejo, that is just enough. They are here. Healthy. We are all healthy by the grace of God. Like we are here. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's there's nothing more than this. And it's just the little things, right? So when they walk up to you or when they say thank you, or even if they don't say it, but they show it, you see that they have so much appreciation for something you do for them, like doing their hair, they touch it, looking at it, it's pretty, or maybe a new outfit or shoes, or it's really rewarding, right? The twins are almost 9, and Ato and I, we always joke, we're like, how did we even get here? That is rewarding. We've done it and we continue to improve every single day. We are not perfect by any means, but every single day, just looking at them and being able to provide for them and, this roof that this shelter that they have, it's just more than enough. Really, guys, don't overcomplicate it. Every single day, waking up and being able to do things, even if it's not a long list, it's just enough.
Wow. Thank you, Elwin. I'm so proud of how matured you've become. I'm so proud of the mom you have become. And thank you for sharing this knowledge with us. Now you have the chance to make one wish, just one. As a mom, what would that be?
Wow, that's a good question, though. So, you know what? God will give you some kind of robot. I'm just kidding.
I want that too.
I was going to say like a chore robot, somebody who would do everything for me, cook, do the dishes, do my laundry. So, yeah, one wish. Wow, this is very, like, I've never thought about that. But now on the spot, I would say good health, right? good health. That's all I'll ask for, like strength and good health. I know it's one, but it's all in one. The reason why I'm saying that is I want to be here to see my children. I want to be here to see every single thing they do from elementary school to middle school till like one day when they get married, or even if they don't get married. Like, I just want to be here to be a part of their lives, to see every single thing that God would do in their lives, not even only for academic aspects wise, just in general life. So I would definitely ask God for good health. That's all that I need to be able to. Once I get that, I'll be able to do anything and everything in this world as a mother. Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you, Elwin, so much for coming on the show. And please, let's do this again.
Yes, I would love to. Thank you for inviting me. This has been a really, really great time. But I love being on here. I love talking to you, and I would love to be back soon.
Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.